Well, Lovely Garden is one of many that will be on the San Antonio Garden Conservancy Open Days Tour, a wonderful event for the people of San Antonio and the whole region, and I hope that you'll be among the participants and the people who get out and see that garden. Joining me now is Joann Neal, who's helped organize the Open Days Tour in San Antonio. This is the second Open Days Tour in San Antonio?
Yes. Well, as you know, 2 years ago, we had the first tour, and we had such a wonderful following from the people in San Antonio. In fact, people from all over Texas came. And we had such, in fact, they said that we were the biggest attendance for the first tour ever in the United States.
Well, congratulations.
So we were so proud.
Yeah, well, you should be proud. And of course, there are a lot of beautiful gardens that are going to be on tour this year.
Yes.
Before we dive in and start talking about the particulars of the gardens, let's give people the big picture. This is happening on Saturday, October 23rd.
Yes.
Rain or shine?
Yeah, it's true, from 9 to 5.
9 to 5,
And
okay.
they can buy tickets at any of the gardens for $5 each person. Children are free, 12 and under.
Okay.
Or you can go, there are 4 places, retail places on the website that they can buy day passes. And
all right.
You save $5 if you buy a day pass for $25 for 6 gardens.
Okay, and I know that lots of people want to buy the whole pass because they want to see everything there is to see.
Yes.
And we have, of course, the website information. It is gardenconservancy.org/open days, and they can find all the information there about San Antonio.
Yes, and directions and everything there.
I know that they'll make it very easy for them. And one of the things I always, whenever we talk about one of the garden tours, I always want to highlight the fact that often you get to, it's more than just seeing the gardens. You get to interact with the designers and the gardeners themselves.
Yes, they will be there that day and ready to talk to the visitors. And each garden is a good learning tool for the visitor, and each one is so different that I think it's good if you go around can get around to every one of them.
Well, you've chosen a nice mix, I'll say that, and something for everybody, I think.
Yes,
and
small and big.
Right, and that's the way it should be, you know, from cottage gardens to kind of grandiose spaces.
Right.
We're going to walk people through some of the different gardens. We're going to start off by one that we're calling the Bluff Post Garden, and this has some striking features in it, including some rather grandiose statues.
Yes, the Balinese statues that they brought in by crane into the garden. I wish I could have been there that day to see it, but it must
Gorgeous
have been.
Statues.
Yes, they are lovely. And the property is on two lots, so it's on a gradual incline. And they have a beautiful pool tucked in there with a little waterfall and a gazebo, and lots of their friends and neighbors come by and just pass beautiful, lots of beautiful times there.
Some interesting sitting arrangements here as well,
Yes,
the chairs.
Yes, they are. Yes, that's a recent addition since I was able to get their garden. They've added those 2 chairs, and I must say they're quite comfortable.
Well, it looks like they needed to be brought in with a crane too, though.
Yes, very heavy. You're not going to move those away.
Well, but also there's a kind of a sense of peace about this garden. It's very tropical and lush. You know.
And one of the owners loves to read the garden poems, and he thinks it's very Walden-esque, and so he loves to sit there and read and think in his lovely garden.
Well, a little touch of Walden in the backyard would be a good thing for all of us, I think.
Absolutely.
So that's the Bluff Post Garden. The next one is we're calling Kellyan Court, which I'm assuming is the address. And this was one that's on a steep lot.
It is very steep. And John Troy and John Moss and Billy Long have been able to construct a beautiful, beautiful place out of it. It is a large estate also, has gorgeous old oak trees all over it. And the team was able to construct a lot of retaining walls, rock and concrete and everything. And then in the back, what is really interesting, besides the beautiful pool and all the wonderful walls they've constructed, a century-old building was there on the property. And the owners didn't really, think they could do anything with it. But when the team looked at it and they discovered, the age of it and everything, they wanted to save it. And so they knocked out a few of the walls or some of the rock, and then engineered a really fabulous roof onto the top of it. And the owners call it their casita, whether cabana or casita. And they sit out there at night and look through the
It's a charming looking space.
Yes, and
absolutely
see the
charming.
moon and stars out there, and it's just so lovely.
It's a nice cross between, say, the German farmhouse and 21st century technology, it looks like.
Absolutely. They left the history there, which is so wonderful.
Yeah, and I'm sure people will really enjoy that space as well. And as you say, a lovely pool with beautiful water feature on it as well. So another great example of kind of creativity in the San Antonio garden community.
And they have some fruit trees in there, and succulents, and all the native plants, of course, tucked in those retaining walls.
Great.
And so it's going to be beautiful.
Okay. The next garden is the clothes garden. And the gentleman who is the primary gardener here is a collector, and I kind of get a sense of that from some of the images I've seen.
Yes. He loves to go around to places that are getting rid of bad, supposedly bad plants. He brings them back to life. I mean, they're just beautiful ferns and all kinds of succulents and everything. And he loves to put them in containers. He has many, many containers, so I guess you could call him a container gardener.
Sure.
And he has, besides that, he's kind of a artsy type, and he has lots of Mexican birdhouses on the back of their house, and just a lot of interesting things in that garden.
A lot of character. You can feel the character of the gardener in this one. And, sometimes gardens feel generic. They may be beautiful, but they don't seem particular to anybody. This looks like, I bet, a reflection of the gentleman himself.
Absolutely. And places they've gone with their friends and family members, they bring back rocks from those places.
I'm guilty of doing the same
We
thing.
all kind of slip in one in the car, don't we?
It's difficult in airport security now to explain the rock. But I've tried.
He has a lovely paper that it's kind of like a poem or a paragraph about rocks also that the visitor can look at.
Great.
And it's a lovely story about rocks and stones that he's collected.
Well, I don't know if we're going to get to all the gardens, but I want to make sure we talk about the Cargill garden as well.
Yes.
And this is one that looks like could be here in Austin, a little cottage garden.
Yes. It's typical of the little cottage gardens in Alamo Heights. And the owner wanted a backyard free of grass, no grass. We're all trying to get rid of some of that grass, I think, because of the water problems. And it's on a flat surface, limestone rock surface out there. And the owner has, and Richard Thompson has designed it. And they have 4 biomes in there, and the plants that are indigenous to those
different
areas.
regions, right? So people can get a sense of different zones in the garden. And then there's another garden that we're not going to be able to talk about, on the Huffman Garden, which looks like another really kind of grandiose space, which I know people will enjoy.
Yes.
But again, let's just hit the details. It's going to be happening on the 23rd.
Yes, from 9 to 5.
Okay.
And we have 4 retail places in San Antonio where you can buy tickets, or you can just go to the gardens and pay $5 per person each.
And the beautiful thing about the Garden Conservancy tours, it goes to support the work of the Conservancy, which is out there trying to save some of the great private gardens of the United States. And there are a lot of magnificent gardens out there that, without the gardeners taking care of them, would just disappear altogether.
That's right.
And the Conservancy saves those, and I think it's important work.
And the gardening volunteers of South Texas are helping with their volunteers, and so they will be there that day. and we appreciate all their help.
Okay, well, we really do appreciate you being with us. Thanks so much for making time to be on Central Texas Garden.
Thank you so much.
All right, coming up next, it's our friend Daphne.